the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
It is a crime scene. Anytime we have a fatal crash in North Dakota, it's a homicide, and we have to investigate it as such. So we kind of have to put our emotions to the side and work it as the investigation that we have to.
One man is dead after the car he was in was split in two by a semi. It happened south of Highway 46 on a Richland County road late this afternoon.
Authorities say the victim was driving the car when it was struck by the semi, which was pulling a hay baler.
A lot of times it's no fault of the semi driver. It's usually the passenger cars that are traveling around them that cause the crashes. And in this case, it's unfortunate that the driver of the passenger car was killed today.
The driver of the semi was not seriously hurt. Authorities say they won't be releasing any names until relatives are notified. It's time for a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. 33-year-old Matthew Martin is wanted for failure to appear on a drug paraphernalia charge. You can call local law enforcement if you have any information on Martin.
A trial date's been set for the 45-year-old man accused of killing 4 people in Mandan this spring. 45-year-old Chad Isaac pleaded not guilty today to the murders at RJR Maintenance and Management in April. His trial is set to begin March 2nd. Isaac is charged with 4 counts of murder, burglary, concealment with a vehicle, and unauthorized use of a vehicle.
In Grand Forks, authorities are asking for help locating Jaden Jeldness. He's accused of burglary and attempted theft of property. If you have any information about him, you can call Grand Forks County Sheriff's Department 780-8280.
The Fergus Falls Fire Department has been busy. It's on pace to set a record for incident responses in a year. Right now, officials say that they're projecting their responses will exceed 300. There has been an increase in rescue-related responses, such as car crashes, along with increases in public service and hazardous condition incidences.
Bemidji police are using Facebook to make sure the community knows the difference between someone who is missing and an Amber Alert, along with what type of information they can release in each case. In the post, the police chief says they investigate about 100 missing persons cases each year, and many of them are juveniles who leave voluntarily. He says the release of juvenile information is highly restricted under Minnesota statutes, and the criteria to issue an Amber Alert is very specific, and most runaway cases do not meet that criteria.
After 2 mass shootings in one weekend, some Americans are feeling unsafe in places that would normally be considered secure.
The high levels of caution have led to several moments of panic across the country. Ed Lavandera reports.
Not in my hometown. The accused racist terrorist in El Paso is telling investigators he chose the border city instead of Allen, Texas, where he's from, some 10 hours away, because he believed if he pulled off his deadly attack in another city, his family and friends wouldn't know it was him. 3 sources with knowledge of the investigation tell CNN Patrick Crusius expressed shame at the idea of doing it near his home. Throughout the country, the El Paso gunman's actions has already put people on edge. This 20-year-old is now facing a terror threat charge, striking fear inside a Springfield, Missouri Walmart after walking through the store dressed like this.
There were a lot of people hiding outside behind these barriers and businesses, and it was pretty chaotic.
It's the latest example of angst and anxiety across America, from Times Square in New York, where a motorcycle backfiring sent people running, to a mall in Utah, where a sign crashing to the ground had shoppers scrambling to safety.
We didn't know what was going on until somebody went in to tell us that we need to leave the place. So we just basically ran.
A Costco in California was evacuated after reports of a possible gunman inside. All of these incidents and others like it just this week, and while protesters plead with Washington to act. Walmart today took its first actions since the shootings, deciding to stop playing violent movies in their TV sections and eliminating displays of violent video games, but still planning to sell the games as well as guns.
A dozen interviews were conducted with people across the country for that story. Some say they are numb to the growing number of mass shootings. Others say the steady stream of killings has made them more cautious while doing everyday activities. Meanwhile, others express resignation that mass shootings may be a terrible fact of life that have to be managed.
Student safety remains a huge issue. School districts and lawmakers are finding new ways to keep students safe. One way is panic button apps. School districts in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Utah, Texas, and Washington, D.C. are turning to smartphone technology to shorten response times during emergencies.
A teacher heard a rumor about a student having a gun at school, hit the active shooter button, and then within 2 minutes, SRO officer was on the scene, and within 8 minutes, they were able to confiscate the gun and lock down the school.
Here at home, Fargo and West Fargo schools both have panic button capabilities at every school, but not for every staff member. Moorhead Public Schools tell us that they aren't using the app. The districts say that one reason they aren't in favor of the apps is because not all of them explain what crisis law enforcement is responding to.
Congratulations to Mapleton Elementary. A new survey says it is the best public elementary school in Cass County. The Niche.com rankings looked at key statistics, reviews from students and parents, and data from the U.S. Department of Education. The site says Mapleton Elementary has an 8-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, and at least 65% of students are proficient in math and reading. For high schools, Fargo Davies gets top honors.
Next week, Fargo School Board members will learn more about the district's options for dealing with anticipated future overcrowding. Those options include year-round school, boundary changes, and a 9th grade academy. That work session is set for Tuesday, August 13th. It'll start at 6:30 after the school board meeting.
North Dakota sits about 5% below the national average in wages, according to North Dakota Job Service. And that adds up to about $1.30 per hour difference in mean hourly wage between Fargo and the national level.
A lot of it is due to us coming down off of the oil boom and the effects of that. We saw an employment surge, we saw a wages surge as well, and we're just starting to come down off of that.
North Dakota stands out in other areas with the 4th lowest unemployment rate and the 2nd highest labor force participation.
U.S. Senator from Minnesota and presidential candidate Amy Klobuchar wants the FCC to protect consumers from cell phone fraud. In 2018, there were 680,000 reported victims of cell phone fraud, a 78% increase from 2017. In a letter from Klobuchar and colleagues, they asked the Federal Communications Commission to recognize that consumers cannot protect themselves from dangers they do not know about.
2 men are biking across the country to raise awareness and money for breast cancer. They started 22 days ago in Oregon and are spending the night in Fargo.
They took a break from pedaling to explain to Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie what their journey is all about.
1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in the U.S. next year. That's why Bob Sherrill and Pablo Jimenez have already traveled over 1,800 miles.
This is my life now, is beating cancer. As long as I'm breathing, I will be fighting it, and we are going to beat it.
The Warriors are on day 22 of their journey that will take them to the Twin Cities. Bob said he started not long after overcoming his own cancer.
I just couldn't sit home and do nothing and just let cancer go on.
Riding 12 hours a day and decked out in pink, they talk with people in every town they hit as they try and spread the word.
Well, I think everybody can do something to help, even if it's donating a couple dollars or going out and volunteering at places.
And it's not all about getting people involved or fundraising. These two want to increase awareness. How many women do you think will die from breast cancer in the U.S. this year?
I guess it would probably be like a couple thousand.
Maybe 100 people.
Oh, a number of thousands.
Actually, probably more than 5,000 people.
The answer might surprise you. It's 40,000 women.
Oh, wow, really? That's crazy.
Pretty surprised by that number. That's a lot of people.
Oh, my word.
That's a lot.
Bob and Pablo say they hope to live in a world without breast cancer. And next year, Bob said he plans to extend his ride to Washington, D.C., where he will push for breast cancer funding from Congress. In Fargo, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
If you're interested in learning more about bicycling for breast cancer and how you can donate, we have a link to their page on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
And let's take a look at our tower cam time lapse. The Valley News Live Storm Team Skycam Network shot in Fargo. Some sunshine as we made our way through the morning, but more clouds into the afternoon. And temperatures not really going very far under the clouds. We should be around 83 degrees this time of year. High temperatures today into the Fargo area, around 75, 76 degrees. Now, temperatures have fallen. We're into the mid-60s right now, low to mid-60s out toward Jamestown Valley City. Some places into the upper 60s into Lakes Country. A little warmer further north. They had more sunshine into the Northern Valley, Devil's Lake Basin closer to 70, but already seeing some lower 60s into portions of northwestern and north central Minnesota. Wind trying to flip around from a southerly direction to more of a southeasterly direction. That trend will continue as we go through the overnight, but the winds will be light, around 3 to 8 miles per hour in most places. Now, here's what we're seeing on the satellite loop. Maybe a few passing showers into our South Dakota counties. Other than that, we have a nice clearing trend with partly cloudy to mostly clear skies, as most of the moisture missing us off to the north and missing us off to the south. We got that low pressure system that gave severe weather into eastern South Dakota. That's moving away from us right now. And we're tracking this low pressure system and this cold front that will make its way through our viewing area as we go through the afternoon, with the possibility of some strong to possibly severe storms. Do have a marginal risk of severe weather for the James River Valley and the Devil's Lake Basin going through the afternoon into the early evening tomorrow. Marginal risk means 1 or 2 storms could be severe with large hail and possibly damaging winds. So here's the hour-by-hour forecast. Mainly clear as we go through the overnight. Just a slight increase in the clouds going through your Saturday morning, but dry through most of the morning. We're tracking the moisture getting into the Devil's Lake Basin by the early afternoon, possibly forming a line of some thunderstorms. And of course, 1 or 2 could be severe. The line of storms moving through as we go through the evening and then weakening later on into the early overnight. Most of the sunshine tomorrow into the morning, then partly cloudy skies. Chance of some showers and thunderstorms into the evening into the Fargo area, high of 76 degrees. Closer to 81 into the Grand Forks area, outside the valley into the low to mid 70s. And then the chance of some showers and thunderstorms will end just after the midnight hour on Sunday. And then a nice clearing trend. Most of us will be mostly sunny as we go through the day on Sunday. Maybe a chance of some showers getting into our far southern and western counties going through later on into the evening. But Sunday looks like a mainly dry day as temperatures remain into the mid to upper 70s. Here's the photo of the day. It is called Early Prairie Morning in Lawndale, Minnesota. Thank you to Greg for this one. Use it in the background of the 7-day forecast. And there's your chance of some showers and storms for tomorrow. High of 77, a mostly sunny Sunday. Into the mid 70s through Monday. Monday, we're going to say rain likely with mostly cloudy skies, but back to sunshine on Tuesday, a high of 72 and 77 on Wednesday, a chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Thursday and Friday, partly cloudy, warmer upper 70s.
A little cool over the weekend, but still good to be at the lake.
Yeah, a little cool for this time of year, but we're not dealing with extreme heat, so that's good.
Yeah, thanks, Justin.
Later on Valley News Live 10 at 10, a new drug might be the ticket to helping people suffering from obsessive compulsive disorder.